Right, here we are. We've spoken many times over the years, Craig. 20 years in the game now. Unbelievable. Still smashing it and still about to go on yet another massive UK tour in 2020.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
April, we got like, I'm trying to think of the northern dates. We're going to play here, which is amazing. We're playing Birmingham. So then we've got Leeds, Manchester, and then we've got O2 back down in London and Bournemouth. So it kind of feels like only yesterday I wrote the first album, Born to Do It. But 20 years in now, it's unbelievable. It really is.
It must blow your mind. And as I say, still fresh. You still look like you absolutely love it.
Do you know what? There's never a day that kind of like, and I hope that feeling always lasts.
Yeah.
I still get the same butterflies before I walk on stage. And then as soon as I walk on stage, I feel like it's home. It's a weird one. It's like if those butterflies telling me that you're still as excited as you were when you were that 15-year-old kid when you first started off.
Do you still have the pre-show ritual? Do you have a pre-show ritual?
Yeah, it's kind of, it's not as glam as everyone would think, but mine's time. I need time by myself.
Right.
So it's, sometimes backstage it's all hectic, everyone's excited, you're about to go on stage, everyone wants to come in and out of the dressing room like it's a community centre. And you have to sort of just like calm it down, let me get focused, because when I go in front of the people, I don't want to be on the same energy and all jumping around and not be ready. So that half an hour is quite key to me, so I kind of keep it really relaxed.
In 20 years of live shows, what's the maddest thing that's ever happened, like in an audience? Because you've done so many different kinds of shows as well, from Ibiza to these kind of shows. Any crazy stuff with the audience? Have you heard proposals? Have you any crazy stuff?
Do you know, there's been a few along the way. I mean, I love the proposals. There were two young girls that came up to my show at Kew Gardens, and I heard they wanted to. Well, the one girl, Jade, wanted to propose to her girlfriend. So I kind of asked someone, can you go and find them? They were right at the front. We got them to the side of the stage. I finished singing Rendezvous, one of the songs from the first album. Got them to come on stage. She said her bit. She said yes. It was a beautiful moment. And when you've got like 10,000 people going crazy, like screaming and clapping, I mean, those are the moments I live for, you know? It's incredible.
Do you get emotional?
Yeah, because to think that my music would be part of your next chapter and journey of your life together. I think when you see that, it makes number ones and stats that you get along the way become one thing. But this is real life when you get this going on. So
what hasn't happened? What's for someone that's been in the game as long as you've done so much? What's still on the bucket list? Do you have to keep coming up with a new bucket list?
I think because, like what you were saying earlier, that buzz and excitement of wanting to make music, and the same when I go on stage, because I've made that my party time. It really is. I just hope that could continue, that I go on stage and I just feel that buzz all the time. And when I'm in the studio, I'm excited because I've created something that someone has never heard before, and you're the only one in the whole world who has this, and you get the excitement before you release it. So I'm still in that cycle, but also the duty of care as an artist now. I know how important it is when I sing my songs to give people kind of a sense of a healing, you know? People don't know it. They're in the crowd, they come in with a lot of problems, and you're going through a hard time at home, and then you come in and you can lose yourself for an hour or 3 minutes. For me, that's my job now, just to give you a feeling of, life's all right.
The amazing thing, and I've always thought this about you, is that you always stay relevant. Like the sound is still relevant when you perform. It's still relevant. You know, you're on a show here tonight with artists who've only been around a couple of years or so, and you're still relevant. And things like Love Island, like there you are in Love Island this year. The Love Island's going. I mean, what a moment that was! They're going so. I mean, that's one of the telly moments of 2019. Are we gonna? It's back in January. Are we going to see you back with the Islanders, the Winter Islanders?
I mean, listen, if they asked me to go and do another DJ set on there, because we did like a proper like pool party in the villa, and to actually do the slow-mo Caroline Flack walk-in, which was a moment. And also it's that thing of like going to shows, and like I said with the arena tour, I'm seeing like 16-year-old kids, I'm seeing the guys who were with me the first time round, and also then seeing the generation after that who are more kind of up in the wings, who they hear Rewind, but they also want to maybe sit down on a couple of tunes too. It's unbelievable, man. I'm just very grateful to have 3 generations come and see my shows.
What about, we're talking bucket list and we're talking reality, what about I'm a Celeb? Everyone's talking about I'm a Celeb at the moment. Is that something you'd do? Would you ever do it?
Do you know what? I've got a lot of respect for the people who go in there. Like James Haskell is a close friend.
Yeah.
So seeing him go in, and I like to tip for him to be the person that wins. But
I said the same. He's a funny guy, isn't he, James?
Funny.
He's so funny.
Oh,
I think
man,
people are
the banter he has.
Yeah.
And to have been, and he's going and doing UFC now, but as a rugby player, just how much he achieved in his career as well. So he's going to bring such a good vibe to that camp.
Yeah.
So I think it's one of those things that I have respect for.
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessarily something that I want to do.
Yeah.
But it's like, I generally say, wow, for you to go and do those challenges, kudos to you. Do you know what I mean? I know James is putting himself through it this time.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think he's going to do so well. Christmas, let's talk Christmas just around the corner. What's your plans? Are you going to be UK? Are you going to be around?
I'm home. I'm going to go see my mum, spend the day with her, watch Home Alone 3 times back to back, eat all the food, try and make something in the kitchen with her when really you're just sort of pussyfooting around, not really doing anything, just watching your mum and helping her put it on the plate. And spending quality time with her. I mean, that means
I could be wrong, but I feel like you, unlike a lot of men, and I include myself in this, I feel like you'll be prepared with presents. Are you already going? Are you on top of it, or are you the typical Christmas Eve?
Yeah, I mean, I like to think I'm quite thoughtful with it because it's like it's easy to kind of Amazon, get a load of things in real quick and just like prime delivery. But I think if you can be thoughtful with it, which it needs this period of time, I tend to find that when it comes, it feels nicer when you give that present that they think, oh, you really did think this up. You couldn't have done this overnight. So I'm that guy. So
yeah, you're putting us to shame.
No, man, come on. You still got a month to go. So you're
I
good
know,
to go.
but I'll need it. I won't use it. Craig, thank you so much. It's so good to see you, man. Always a pleasure.
Always
Have
a
a great
pleasure.
gig.
Thank you, man.